And we're back.
Bro,
Again.
I'm like in the middle of this.
Yeah. Back.
We're back.
Back at it again,
I think the question should be is when are we not going to be back?
We're always going to be back, Like we've been consistent for how long now? 3 years? 2 years?
3 years.
3 years?
Even though it's season 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 3 years straight.
Yeah.
So confusing, I know.
Yeah.
You want to cue the intro?
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cue the intro. Hello, guys. T.LB.P Brothers podcast, also known as T.LB.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
We're back at it again with another not vlog. Because I felt like saying it.
I don't know, bro. I feel like you got to stop using that. I think you got to come up with something new.
Something new, something fresh. Welcome back to...
Your thoughts.
My thoughts. Welcome back to reality.
Where we like to talk about things we claim to know.
Where I talk about... I don't know, chocolate.
What?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you just said.
Chocolate.
Oh, chocolate.
Chocolate.
I heard something else.
There was milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate.
There's white chocolate.
There's white chocolate.
There's dark chocolate.
Dark? I don't know. Like, it depends how dark the dark chocolate is.
Like the percentage?
Anything past...
78%?
No, anything past, like... I would say, like, 54. That's too much dark.
You need to get checked out. You don't know how to enjoy real chocolate.
Oh, no. It's because the problem is the darker the more chocolate we go, the more migraine prone I am. So it's like, I just rather avoid.
I don't have that issue.
I do have that issue.
I can eat chocolate. It'd be fine.
Well, the problem with me is like I suffer of migraines, so
there's triggering food.
It's a trigger food.
Trigger food.
When you have chronic migraines, but you're not diagnosed, real world stuff right there.
I know, like I've had like nurses observe me as I'm having them, and they're just like, you should really like you can get stuff for that. I'm like yeah, I don't want to rely on that.
Right.
And like now I don't get them as much. Like
I had a friend who she used to get them, but that was because of like it was like a physical thing.
Uh-huh.
And then she had surgery. Then they just kept going, so then it became a chronic thing.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, oh, if we do this surgery, it'll fix it.
Does the surgery
still a problem?
Still an issue. Yeah.
I mean, the surgery had to be done because it was like they had like an eye issue. Like they were like slightly...
Oh, so they thought it was like a vision thing?
Yeah, because they were slightly cross-eyed. So like if she's listening to this right now, she's slightly cross-eyed, but then she had surgery to get it like corrected.
Yeah.
So then it was supposed to go away, but like it didn't. So then it was like
that sucks for you.
You know, sometimes we're dealt a heavy hand, and there's nothing we can do about it.
I wasn't even dealt; like it was just thrown at me. She's like, here's your cards. That was me. That was literally mine.
It's like how you kept drawing cards, but all of them were Uno reverse cards.
So I didn't get anything.
No. Like every time, like say you're playing it, someone just sent me a text.
That doesn't matter right now.
I think it depends on who it is. Okay, if it's
family, it matters. If it's not, then it doesn't really matter. No offense to whoever.
Our sister just texted us. It's in the group chat, and she apologized because she's like, I know you guys are recording.
Am I though? Am I recording right now? Now I gotta check this.
No, like he's checking it live. Oh, it's not live.
Oh, it's a setup.
Yeah,
it's a laptop. It's like an office space.
Yeah, so she's showing us one of her friends' setups. Her friend's gonna like. Oh, we can't.
I mean, I could totally have a setup like that, except I'd need to buy like another keyboard.
Another key. Oh yeah, I know. I thought about that. I honestly thought about I'm like, do I get a keyboard?
It's a nice setup. You know, I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
It's like how PewDiePie did like a whole video on like his setup, and it's just like one thing I hate is all the cables. So he has like this crazy system where like all the cables are super organized.
Right.
I need that in my life.
Yeah. I mean, if you could see behind the camera, ladies and gentlemen,
cables,
everywhere.
and then screens,
everywhere,
and then
there's literally 2 screens, one to capture his audio, one to capture my audio.
Yeah.
So we can both be conscious of the sound levels because we don't have a guy behind the camera. Because believe it or not, we need a guy behind the camera.
Yeah, we do.
My brother already put out that we're hiring. Send us an email.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't checked, we're looking for like an intern.
We keep getting like, I mean, like, I don't know who's been using our email for like what, but someone's been going around signing us up for jobs.
Really?
Yeah. Like quite literally, someone's been just going out and be like, if you contact us, you can get this job. And I'm like, I don't even, do I look like I'm an accountant or something? Like,
so we've been getting emails?
Yeah, we've been getting emails. Here,
wait, don't check the email.
Let me read you a random email.
A random email we got in our inbox. I haven't checked our email in like months.
Months?
In like quite like I think it was like probably December of last year.
I'm even gonna answer a snap real quick.
Bro, you can't be doing that.
I'm still checking the email.
Yeah, bro, we're recording right now.
Yeah, and I'm checking our email. What was it? Oh, Sarif.
Yeah.
He's like, "Good morning, sir."
Great.
/ madam, because they don't know.
They don't know who Adrian and Victor are.
Payment rate. Look, it's just good. Deep dive, right away.
Right.
It's just like, was it obtained? Your contact information has been obtained from one of our work research resources for vacant position of project buyer. Payment rate, you will start at $99,800 to $127,700 per year. Also, you would have adaptable schedule and extra benefits such as health, life, disability, and dental. Let me tell you something.
Okay, whoa.
I don't remember applying for this.
Stop.
Yeah.
For a second, stop. This is an email in our inbox.
This is an email in our inbox.
Okay.
We have many of these.
Really?
Yeah.
How many?
I don't know. You think I'm going around counting?
Bro, you're the one going through our email. I don't do that.
Yeah, well...
You're the social media guy.
Yeah, I know. And like...
every now and then, I remember that you're in charge of that.
Yeah.
And that you haven't been posting.
Yeah.
Which, not gonna lie, bro, next week, you better post like every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Next week, as of next week, you want me to post every day?
No. Like, not next week, because the week after.
The week after, you want me to post every day?
Yeah, because you don't have anything going on.
I'll have so much going on. That's why I'll be posting. Saw what I did there? Yeah, I made myself busy just now. If you were trying to make plans with me, forget about it. Actually, no. Let's do those plans, and I'll take some photos.
Take some photos. We keep just
randomly uploads random people on the streets. Like, that guy smiled at me, so I decided to take a photo. I had to share it with the world.
There was something I wanted us to talk about specifically.
Our province is opening up next month.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's not what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah?
Okay, this is something I want to talk about. Okay, so you know how the province is opening up, right? And we're slowly like the country has been going through an event.
An event.
Yes, down in the hill.
In the hill?
Where we make our legislation.
We make legislation?
And we make
Am laws. I a part of this?
Okay, look. I want to talk about...
I feel like I should really be like...
No, I want to talk about this. This is funny.
Okay.
To a degree.
To a degree?
I mean, it's not funny, the circumstances in which it's under. I just think these reporters really tried. Like, they gave an honest effort. So here's what happened. So, right, so for those who don't know, there has been a giant protest in the Capitol for the past 3 weeks. It feels like a lifetime at this point, but the past 3 weeks, this has been an ongoing issue. And the Prime Minister finally...
Month, right?
What?
Next week makes a month.
Yeah, I believe
next week, Saturday.
Yeah.
Or Friday. Friday-ish, because they were starting to get here.
Anyway, so this has been going on for... I just tried to yawn and talk at the same time.
3 weeks, almost a month.
Anyway, what was I saying? Right. So they've been here, and the prime minister finally did something about it. Right.
Yeah.
He took into some act that he put in place, which gives him more power, and he's like blocking all these people, and he's blocking money and funding, and he's like, okay, your voices have been said, like move on, type of thing now, right? And they're interviewing him about this, right? Because they're like, oh, the way he's going about it, and he's getting more police involved, and because some things, they're not to say that the whole group, but there are
basically the protest has been divided into two sections.
Yeah, the extremists.
Section 1, which was the initial protest, and then Section B, which is extremists.
Right. So this has been going on, right? And they need more police, and the prime minister is like ordering in more police, and he's giving our FBI,
our RCMP,
or the RCMP, which is like the Canadian. If you're not Canadian, the Canadian FBI, right? I think they would be.
I don't know what the Canadian equivalent. I think so.
What's the Canadian equivalent of for RCMP?
I don't ask these questions. What is the Canadian equivalent of the FBI?
The RCMP, right?
The CSIS.
Oh, that big building, that one I always talk about, those people.
The Canadian Security Intelligence Service.
Yeah. Okay, so that's not the FBI. So then who would they be? Dang, I hadn't thought about.
They're just mounted police.
Okay. Well, anyway, so anyway, these guys now have jurisdiction to basically ticket people as if they are police.
Yeah. So they invest. So the RCMP's investigation of criminal activity is left. Well, it's left to the RCMP.
Right.
So I'm guessing they're investigating criminal activity from extremists.
Yeah. Okay.
And
anyway.
as well as also partaking in police affairs.
Right. Because they kind of do. It's kind of like
it's like a mixed thing. But just know they have a little more extra training.
But they do a lot of like security, like government stuff. Like they're the security.
I mean, like
for the parliament.
I mean, clearly they're so secret we didn't even know what our equivalent of like FBI truly was.
Okay, well, I mean that's
just how our policemen.
I mean, I know where their building is.
I mean, I know how to break it. No, I don't.
I mean, it's a really nice building, though.
It's a really. Can I get a tour?
It's because it's like, okay, so here's the thing. It's because it's all glass, and every time we drive by it, I'm like, you think they give out tours?
Honestly, I almost want to drive up and be like, yo, can I get like a quick tour?
Like I can get
of like just areas I can go into and be like, yeah, I got a cafe, and I'd be like, you guys got a cafe?
I'd be like, can I get? I'll wait to get the security clearance I need just so I can walk into this building. I want to take a picture from the inside.
They're gonna be like, you can't take a picture,
and I'll be like, dang it, no flash retard, and they're like, oh, I slap my phone.
No, they probably tell you to.
There's like a little bin when you walk in the door.
No, they'd probably tell you to refrain from using it.
Of course, right. Anyway,
I mean, but it's
anyway.
let
me get to the point. Okay, yeah. So here's the thing. This is why I wanted to talk about this.
Yes.
So they're interviewing Justin Trudeau, right?
Yes.
Our prime minister, in case you don't know.
Yes.
And his father, Pierre Trudeau, was also a prime minister. So his father was one of our prime ministers as well. And he has this very famous line where he goes, where they're asking him about, because he basically put in martial law, and he had like police, military like in the streets and like being security guards, because there was like a terrorist group way back when his father was prime minister. And in Quebec, there was this terrorist group. They kidnapped a couple of journalists, and it was a whole thing, and a couple of MPs. Anyway, but he said that when his journalist asked him, like you can't do this, like you're taking away people's civil liberties away, and he goes, well, just watch me. Like, how far will you go? It's like, just watch me. And so nowadays, this is the kind of man we needed to act on this convoy thing. And Justin Trudeau is like there, right? Being interviewed and asked all these questions. And he's dodging, trying not to say, just watch me. Like the entire interview. It's like the greatest thing ever. Yeah. Watching that interview is
honestly, it'd be full circle if he did. I want him to say it.
I know. I'm waiting for that payoff.
Follow your father's footsteps, man.
I'm just waiting for it.
I want him in front of a journalist. And it'd be like, I'm implementing martial law.
There's this clip that's gone viral of this reporter reacting to it from CTV. There's this reporter being like, Justin's out there trying his best not to say the famous line, and then they played the clip of his father saying it. It's like the greatest thing ever.
I mean, like honestly, from day one, knowing the amount of truckers that were gonna be at the Hill. even just like as a normal person, I would have implemented the military to be there, because you don't know what's lurking in these trucks. You don't know who's attending.
The other big thing that's happened too is, a lot of like the names of people donating to the convoy has been like leaked.
Yeah,
and it's crazy because I think like 57% of all of the like money that was donated came from the States.
Wow.
Like it's not even Canadian. Like it's like not even Canadians are funding it. It's like mostly
America's like infiltrating.
Right. And now there's like this Instagram account that's like reporting on the convoy.
Yeah.
And like there are people saying how there've been a lot of like racist like events that have occurred to certain places in the downtown area, and like people are now DMing this account, and the account is now like screenshotting them and like uploading them onto the like it's gotten to a point now where I think it's time. It's been too long.
Honestly, like just watch me. Honestly, I feel like if someone could like make themselves like prime minister just like out of like a choice of like a random vote, I'd run like a crazy party like so fast. I'd develop a party and get a few people.
Who would you get to be your international affairs officer?
Don't worry about that. I can't say this out loud.
I know who you'd get.
Who would I get?
He's not even in Canada right now, but he's the guy you get.
Yeah.
He's the guy you get because he knows so much about the rest of the world.
Yep.
He's the guy you get.
Yeah.
Because he knows his stuff.
Yes.
Right.
That's
he's the
who
guy.
I'd get. I'd fly him in.
You know what's crazy? He's been on this podcast.
Yes, he has.
And we're talking about him in secrecy.
Yeah. Okay.
What was that?
I don't know. It's just
but yeah, like I think yeah, there are certain issues that have come about, and also like I think they had to be smart about it, because like everyone was saying how, don't you think this is like throwing more wood on the fire or gas on the fire?
Yeah.
And the approach, I think, not bringing in the military, I think that's what it's done, because in other places, like right now in France,
the perfect example of like the opposite effect of bringing in the military would be America. As soon as you see military involved, it's like extremists see that, and they're like, oh, so they're gonna do this to us. We're gonna go one step further. And since we haven't implemented military in the streets, I feel like it's been like regulated, but at the same time has allowed them to do things that they shouldn't be doing.
Right, but I mean from like other countries have brought in like their SWAT team, and they got like water cannons and they're throwing tear gas. Like none of that, mind you, none of that's happening here. Like none of that. Yeah. None of that's happening here. And
we're not that dramatic.
I mean,
we've done some stuff and started some fights, and we
got all the angles, but that's not the point.
But...
And there have been some instances where you're like, that guy should be extradited. But
I'm surprised. I'm surprised there hasn't been like an extremist that's been like, yo, that's too far. You know what I mean? Like, and then start a separate group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't want there to be 3 groups, but like
I bet you there's probably like 6 groups.
Look, no, listen. We got protesters. We have extremists. We need an opposition for the extremists.
An opposition.
Yeah.
We're running an election here.
I'm not saying
so apparently there was a group of individuals who claimed that they were trying to like take down the government that like snuck into this convo thing, and I'm like, excuse me. Like,
I know, like from the moment you hear that, like I would have gone to the people who are like organizing the protest and been like, okay, I want you to disband this, at least for now. Let us organize better security for your safety and the safety of the citizens, like, walking around, and then start protesting again.
Right.
It's not controlling. It's just, security.
There are a lot of instances where the government, like, honestly, okay, don't get me wrong. Like our government, sure, they don't do everything great. Like, it's not always great, right? Mind you,
they're so slow.
Again, like I was trying to say, it's not always great, right? But the system that's in place already, the like base of it, the foundation of which it's based on, like it is a well-oiled machine.
Oh yeah.
And it works.
Oh yeah.
Like I mean, no one, like, everyone has, like, especially if you're born here, you have just as much liberty as everybody else. Like, and I hadn't realized this up until, like, I got to college.
Really?
No, like, I mean, in the sense of, like, how opportunity is just kind of, like, handed out, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's really crazy. Like, if you think about it, like, honestly,
if you're born and raised in Canada and you're not, like, doing well enough for yourself to, like, have a home, it's because either A, you know, you've been through some stuff, and I mean, like, serious stuff, or you just didn't apply yourself. And to begin with, you never truly had to even truly, like, apply yourself, because you can literally just apply for something and be like, here's money.
Take it. Yeah, like, people throw money at me, like, okay, like, I'm gonna say this out loud, but, like, it's crazy.
I'm stopping you.
You're stopping me?
I'm stopping you from saying that.
No, I was just gonna say how, like, when like, for me, for example, I get a lot of grant money. To go to school, like, a lot of grant money, and I was shocked, like, the amount of grant money. I was like, this is crazy, like, this is nuts. And then I'm, like, looking into it, and it's because of, like, my dyslexia, and they don't want me to be, you know, just another bum on the street. No, it's like, no, but, like, it's an incentive, right? We'll give you more money if you go to school. And I was like, hey, man, I'm gonna go out to the movies. I'm gonna go get some, like, I'm gonna go out with my friends. I was like, hang out, you know, because, like, when it's all said and done, I have, like, $200-$300 left over, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna spend this, have a good time, you know, like, whatever, right? And not to say it's, like, a lot of leftover money, but it's like,
it's like enough for you to go have a nice dinner,
right?
Not like, the way you were saying it was just like, you know, I'm going out every night.
Oh no, of course not. It's crazy. Like, it's not like they're funding my entire, but
funding your entire life.
They're funding my entire life. No, but it's one of those things, and there are people who do get money, like, because, like, it's a loan, right? There are people who will say that they moved out and they need money for rent. Like, you can put that down. And I was like, I met this guy who, he was living like that. He was like, every month I get deposited money to survive. And I was like,
I mean, even then, if you, like, let's say you live on residency at the college, they have a program put in place so that way you get food. Even if you have, like financial aid. Oh my goodness, financial aid.
Oh, that's the funniest thing.
It's
you need to tell this story, bro.
I need to tell this story?
Yeah.
Have I said this story before?
I don't think you have.
I don't think I have either. Okay, so, like, financial aid is amazing. It's so amazing that if you call them, they will be like, if you're in a real emergency right now, don't call us, call 911. Like, that's literally a part of, like, their machine. When you pick up, they're just like, if you're in a real emergency, like, don't call financial aid. Call the police. And, like, they have, like, posters in like, the college's bathroom of, like, their number and everything. Like, as you're, you know, minding your business, just take a quick look into your left, and you see in the stall their number. It's like a hotline.
It's a hotline.
It's an 800 number. But, like, yeah, that was the story. I don't know what you meant by story.
No, I mean, it's great that you call. It's because you call.
Yeah. Okay. So the real story. Now that I remembered. Okay. So I'm calling financial aid. Okay, because they're not aiding me enough. Okay, for the grant money that I need to go to school and all that stuff. Right. And then I'm like, okay, I need aid and stuff like that. And then it's just like, we're gonna put you on hold. I'm like, okay, but before they put me on hold, I have to go through a series of statements and number clicking. Okay, so it goes in. It's like, hello, welcome to financial aid. You know, like, your option one is, like, French or English. So, you know, you gotta click number one, right? Right. I speak English. Right. And then, I mean, they should implement Spanish, you know, Arabic, all that stuff. But anyways, so I click one, and then they're just like, what is your topic related to, and this and this and that. And I'm like, insufficient funds. Right. Okay, click 3. You know, I get insufficient funds. And then the machine goes, if you're in a real emergency, call 911. And I'm like, the amount of time it took me to find this number to call, who in their right mind memorized these digits and then called it when there was some guy who broke into the house?
Right. Okay. So
it's so much easier to just be like, oh, I gotta call 911.
Right. Man. Okay. So here's the thing. So here's what I was trying to tell you. So this is where I jump into this. I was because you're like, why are they? Because you're like on the phone, me to call and you're telling me this because I'm like sitting right next to him, right? And I go, okay, look, here's the thing, because internally,
yes,
the number for financial aid is like 3 numbers.
Yeah,
and I'm assuming that it's basically the same.
Or 911. It's 611.
No, it's got to be like a number off. It could be like 910 or 912, right?
Yeah.
So, and if you just pick up the phone. And internally, you have to dial 0.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if you're in a life or death situation, you're going to call it right now.
No, I know, but internally, when you pick up a phone at the college, you have to click 0 in order to make an outside call. So I bet you, like, if something ever did happen, someone just picked up the phone and started dialing and they messed up and they called financial aid and financial aid's machine
like
picked
call
up.
911.
And they're like panicking. They're like, yeah, yo, we said to help. And then they're like, the college. Then later on, they heard the message and they're like, yo, we gotta tell people.
We gotta tell people, if you're in real need of aid, like we get that financial aid has the word aid in it, but we're not that kind of aid. Like you gotta click 911. You know what I'm saying? They're like, no, I don't feel like it. I'm gonna call the 16 digits. It took me 15 hours to find it. I'm gonna call this number.
Yo, man, that's like calling the National Student Loan Center.
Yeah. Oh,
dude, that line.
You call them, and they're like, "You're 419th place."
This one time I called. The furthest I've ever gotten was 530 something. Because I called, and they go, "You're in line," and I was like, It was 9 in the morning. They had just opened, and I was like. Oh, was everybody like? Did everybody wake up at 9:30, like at 8:30, just to make this call?
I mean, probably just to get in the queue.
Bro, I was on the queue for 4 hours.
Yeah,
4 hours I was in the queue. And you know what's so sad?
What?
It's that when I finally talked to somebody, and they go, "It's on the website."
You know what's funny?
And I was like, "It's on the." What do you mean it's on the website? They're like, "It's on the website."
No, but you know what's funny?
Yeah.
When you go to financial services.
Yeah.
Like at the actual college,
right?
They look so calm. They look so relaxed.
Yeah.
You call their number, it's just like, we're so busy right now. I'm like, man, you imagine yourself when you're at home.
Yeah.
You're like, man, they must have like 6 different people working phones right now.
Yeah.
They're so understaffed.
Yeah.
You walk in there, they look like they're chilling, having a cup of coffee, Tim's coffee. And then,
Tim's sponsor.
Just no sponsor, but if you want to, and you're listening. Maybe. Anyways, they're so common there.
Right.
Like, and they'll even start chatting with you about off-topic things, and you're like, isn't there phone calls that need to be attended to? And they're like, yeah. They pick up the phone, put it back down. I'm like, you just hung up on that guy. He's been waiting for like 6 hours. And I'm just like, okay. So yeah, the other day I was walking my dog. That's literally how it goes when you go down there.
Oh no, it's because when you go, okay, so when you go down there, the thing is like, because all the people answering phones, they're in the back. So, like, there's, like, a bunch of people. I think they have, like, 10, 12 people back there.
Yeah.
Just answering phones. That's their job all day.
So, the front desk people, do they have, like, a rotation system where, like, every other day, I don't
work for that office.
No, I'm not saying you work for the office.
I don't know how it works.
No, neither do I, but I'm expecting.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Okay.
Because those poor people in the back.
No, because the people at the front desk, when they pick up the phone, they pick up internal calls.
Yeah.
So, like, say, like, you're with your academic advisor, and you're like, hey, look, I may have to drop out because I don't have enough funding. And they go, let me call financial aid. And then their phone rings, and the person at the front desk picks up.
So that way it's like a direct.
Yeah, it's like a direct line.
So always the certainty.
They circumvent all the other calls, right? Because that's kind of how it goes, right? But I think in those instances, and I've seen that, right? Where like someone will call and they'll pick up. They go, yeah, I guess. Let me forward you to whoever, right? And they transfer the call.
Now they got those like little like thingies where like you can like just like the little headsets.
Yeah.
Just click a button and it's just like, yo, Ralph or Manolo, get this guy's information, his numbers, this, that. Yeah. And then Manolo's like, yeah, I got you.
We just got some technical difficulties kick in.
Yeah.
And I want y'all to know that you missed absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Because like the last 20 seconds of this podcast was literally me struggling to put my thoughts together.
Yeah, that was literally what you missed.
And
so what you missed was... that's pretty much what you missed.
That's what you missed. And
I just filled you in.
And I'm sorry you missed it, but we got to move on to a different topic.
Okay.
Because I'm going to lose my mind thinking about money.
Okay. So Spiderwick Chronicles.
What?
Yeah.
Did you hear about the Halo show from Paramount? They released a trailer.
They released a trailer?
Yeah.
Does it look good?
It looks pretty cool, actually.
Looks cool.
I mean, they can.
The question is, are they gonna stick to story?
I don't know.
I mean, like, it might be hard to do a few things. You know, you get a little more freedom and creativity when you're designing a video game.
I suppose.
When filming, you gotta, cut.
Well,
somewhere.
I think personally, when it comes to the, not to say the level, like there are like they can go way deeper into it and they can create new stuff.
Yeah,
kind of like the Mandalorian.
Yeah,
and well, I mean, the Mandalorian is kind of following like the lore and stuff, but they totally can. I just keep hitting this thing. They totally can take it wherever they want to, and it could be really cool. I think. Yeah. They also announced that they're making a second Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which everybody knew about.
Yeah,
it comes out like sometime this year.
Yeah,
I think in May.
Not looking somewhat forward to it.
And they already announced a third one.
It's honestly because of the toys and the
let me finish. And they announced a TV show.
A TV show
based on Knuckles. True story. And Knuckles will be voiced by Idris Elba.
Ooh. That.
He's got the voice for it, to be honest.
He's got the voice for anybody.
I mean, he's.
I mean, like, you want him to play a Rainbow Lollipop, he can probably do it.
I mean, he's Idris Elba. He can do whatever he wants.
His voice, is actually like, it's a masculine voice.
Yeah,
it's like Morgan Freeman.
Right. What is with all these guys and these voices?
Like,
yeah. Anyway, also they announced a Teen Wolf movie.
Yeah, I know.
And
apparently Dylan O'Brien hasn't been signed on to the cast yet.
He's not going to.
He's not going to?
Yeah. And what's her name? Arden Chow? I can't remember. Anyway, she was like the Kitsune in one of the seasons. Yeah. She didn't get signed. She didn't sign on either. And apparently someone tweeted out, like this like news people tweeted out that it was because apparently like she was gonna get like she wasn't gonna get paid as much as like the rest of the cast, so she like skipped on it. But Styles liked it. Like the guy who played like Dylan O'Brien, he liked that tweet.
Really?
Yeah, and everybody's like, now there's
were they not gonna pay him enough?
No. Now the conspiracy theory is that now there's a whole theory in that thread of the tweet. Like, as I was like reading it, I was like, this is crazy. Like, what is going on? And then this guy has this theory that he thinks that they were being like kind of like racist towards Arden, and because of that, he didn't sign on to the movie. Like, it's a whole thing. Now it's crazy.
We're not making a movie anymore.
No, because apparently the movie is going to be like a pickup. Like, the movie is going to like bring back
where they left off.
I don't know what they're doing with the movie, but all I know is the movie is going to be like the what's it called? Like a pilot episode for another show called The Wolf Pack, which is like a continue. I don't know if it's a continue. I don't know what they're doing. I just know that it's like a spin-off of like the original. He's gonna look into it now. It's like
now I gotta look into this.
Of like the original I don't know, bro. That's all I know. I just remember like all the teen girls back in the day that were obsessed with it. Like, do you remember this? Like, that's gonna come back.
All the teen girls obsessed. I was obsessed with it.
No, but you get what I mean. Like,
but I wasn't even a girl. It's just a good storyline.
No, but you get what I mean. Like, there will be a bunch of girls like just fangirling. Like, all those girls are just gonna they're gonna come back into the chat. You know?
What is the Teen Wolf?
There was an obsession.
Is it it's spin-off? Is it a spin-off?
The show itself is a spin-off.
I know.
So it's a spin-off of a spin-off. Do you understand how many spin-offs we're in already? And we're only like two things in, because it was like a spin-off of a movie from like the 1980s, I think. It was like a comedy, nothing to do with the show. Like, nothing to do with the show. Just the same title.
Like, I really want Dylan O'Brien. You know what I mean? He's my guy.
It's because he was the comedic relief. He was the comedic relief.
He's the comedic. Man, like, I related to that guy so much
on a deeper level. Because that's you in real life.
Because pretty much. I use duct tape for everything. I'm witty.
Sure.
I'm human. That's one.
Obvious.
If I could have a bat, I would have a bat.
Right.
Not that I play baseball. But okay, so
they didn't even play baseball. They played lacrosse.
I know, and yet he had a baseball bat.
Well, I mean, because the lacrosse, the like, I forgot what it's called, isn't exactly that strong.
What's it called? Wolfpack TV series.
It's gonna be like on Paramount. Anyway, I just think it's interesting that they're doing all this.
I don't know. I gotta read into this better. Okay, wait. So Wolfpack, based on the book series of Edo van Belkom, Wolfpack follows a teenage boy and girl whose lives are changed forever when a California wildfire awakens a terrifying supernatural creature. Okay.
So imagine the whole movie is like it picks up where it left off.
No, imagine,
and the movie ends with the fire.
Yeah, and then these two people,
and then these two people jump into the chat.
Jump in the chat.
Yeah.
There's a chat.
Or they kill off the entire main cast in the fire.
Oh my
and then
gosh!
these two people are left over.
You trying to break my heart or something?
That's what they gotta
Poor
do.
Tyler Posey, the one true alpha. I just spoiled that. If you haven't watched it, well, if you should watch it.
I mean, that was a
Just
little
kill 'em
overpowered. Let's be real. That's a little overpowered.
Because
He became an anime character.
you think I care?
They should have made it into an anime. You know how crazy that'd be as an anime?
That'd be pretty cool, not gonna lie.
I mean, I'm kind of hurt that they didn't do the whole Kitsune thing. Like, they could have gone way deeper into
Oh yeah, they could have gotten way.
that was like a missed opportunity. And then they're like, next season, you know what's crazy is that the actress who played her, she actually like did interviews during the run of the show saying, "Can't wait for next season, like so excited." And then they didn't call her back for the next. Like, they just like dropped her story completely. They just moved on.
You know, I don't know what to say to that. I want the show to go well.
Right.
I want the movie to go well. You know, because they better not disappoint me. Because otherwise, I'm coming after them.
I don't know, bro.
Every last one of them for not doing it right, or I don't know what they're doing, but like, better do it right.
I don't know what I just know. I just know they're doing so. Also, they're releasing more Transformers. They announced this. They announced more Transformers movies.
How old is Optimus Prime now?
I don't know, thousands. Anyway, listen. So
he's a machine.
they're releasing a new movie this year. It's like based on like the Transformers Beast Wars or something of that sort. Like there was a 90s TV show called Beast Wars of the Transformers.
Yes.
Apparently, it's gonna be a trilogy.
They're just trying to get me into the theaters. I
Bro,
won't do it.
all time.
I won't do it.
You're
Not
done?
even the popcorn's enough to get me back into a theater.
Anyway,
You know how sloppy people are in theaters.
okay. Can I finish?
You know how dirty those seats are.
Can I get to the point?
I don't even know if they wipe them down after.
Can I get to the point?
Maybe.
They also announced a TV show,
Yeah.
a cartoon, another cartoon, Transformers.
I haven't even watched the most recent one.
There was a recent one.
Remember we were gonna watch it?
We were gonna watch it.
Yeah, we started watching it
How many years ago was that now?
in Quebec.
Oh, that's right.
Or was that Toronto?
I think that was Toronto.
Is that Toronto?
Yeah, that was the night of the wedding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we even talk about that on the podcast?
I don't think we got confirmation if we could talk about it.
Right.
There was a wedding.
We went to this wedding.
We went to this wedding. It was absolutely a gorgeous venue. Good job, guys.
The food was good.
Congratulations again, even though it's been
We went to the reception, like the
Yes,
after
yes,
wedding thing. Not like the actual one. We went to the after thing.
Because you know, it was great. I had fun. It was lovely. It's great. Moving on.
You know what the really funny thing about that whole thing is?
Yeah.
I barely took any photos that night.
You want to see all the photos?
No, because okay, so here there's actually I want to talk about this. This is an interesting thing.
Yeah.
There's a study done that apparently if you take a picture of something, you're less likely to remember it because you saved it. Your brain just starts like wiping it. So the more photos you take, the less likely you are to remember a specific.
Not if you spend time editing each and every one of those photos.
Right, but not everybody does that. Like they take a photo and like, cool.
I mean, I can take a photo and still remember the photo.
No, I know, but
I remember a photo.
You remember the photo, but now the legitimate event.
I remember.
So this is a syndrome apparently.
I don't think so.
Anyway, let me get to the point.
Yeah.
So this is the thing that's happening. So
if anything, it'd be a reinforcement of memory.
Can I finish, please?
Glimpse at it.
Can I finish, please?
Yeah.
So they did this whole study, right?
Yeah.
And none of this is conclusive, right? But I have found that the more photos I take, I do have this problem where I'll take a bunch of photos and I'll remember taking the photos, but not everything else. Like I remember
there's a boundary, right?
Right.
There's fixation on trying to get photos.
Yeah.
And then you have to have a balance between,
of course,
taking the photos and enjoying the event that's happening.
I used to be this guy, right? I used to go everywhere taking crazy, like, I used to, anywhere we'd go, I'd take anywhere between 20 to 30 photos.
Yeah.
Like, anywhere we went. And we would go, like, 7 different places in a day.
Yeah.
Right? So I was taking anywhere between 200 to 300 photos a day.
Yeah.
Right? At some point. It was crazy. I was running out of storage. I had to stop. It was a problem.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of cool photos and, like, the shots and everything.
Yeah.
Like, my Instagram, or my private Instagram now, is, like, a record of that. I might start...
I mean, you could always just make an Instagram for photography.
You know what? I'm going to use the new Instagram for that. I'm just going to throw out anything random on there. Like, anything at all.
I mean, it's your personal blog.
Yeah, just throw anything, like a random clip of me playing Minecraft.
You know what? I should for the new Instagram, I should just change the bio and be like, "Welcome to my personal vlog."
Right, that's what we should do. Like,
not vlog, blog.
Yeah, like we should just do, honestly, like it should be like whatever. Like it doesn't really matter.
Whatever I see, just
yeah.
upload.
But that's what I'm getting at, right? So that's what it used to be, and but because of this, because I remember like trying to take a bunch of photos, those are like all the memories I have surrounding those specific events.
Yeah.
So lately, I like whenever we go somewhere now, max I'll take like 10 photos, and mostly it's like because I was like, oh, let's take a photo, like it's like a group photo or whatever. So I'll take a couple of photos and that's it. And then somebody, especially our dad, he'd be like, yo, take a photo of that. And I'll be like, nah, I'm just gonna live it.
Yeah, I do that to you a lot. I like take a photo of that.
And I'll be like, I'm gonna just live it. Right. So like there are moments now where like I'll catch myself like trying to get it for the gram or like for the Snapchat story, but like I need to start like just living.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like this is a scary slope we can go down, especially for what we plan to do like way later on.
I mean, like, I personally think I will never have that issue.
Right.
Because I like to enjoy what I'm doing.
Right.
If I'm just fixated on something else, then what's the point of me even doing that, right?
Bro, there's a lot of things we do.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of things we do. Anyways, moving on.
Moving on.
Moving away from agents' fixations.
This is Psychology 101.
Welcome to Psychology 101, where we talk about the things that you don't know. Psychology tip 101. If you're staring to the left, the top left, you're probably about to lie to someone. If you're staring to the bottom and to the right, you're probably trying to recall a true memory. All right, moving on.
Down to the right.
Yeah. Anyways.
Down to the right.
just when you're trying to think of a lie, everyone's just gonna be like, "Well, you see."
Well, you see.
Well, you see.
The thing is,
they're gonna lean from left down to the right.
So, you see, the thing is,
they're trying to drag the lie and make it reality.
You're what is? I'm the main character of this story.
No,
you're a side character.
No, when you leave,
you're an NPC, bro. You're idle.
No, I'm not idle mode. I'm never idle mode. I keep living, man.
It's like that clip was like strangers are just NPCs.
Oh yeah, there's a great TikTok of a guy who walks into a place and he says a bunch of different things in like 30 seconds to a random stranger, and the stranger just goes along with it because he has no idea.
Yeah,
and then he's just like, "See, everybody's an NPC." It was conclusive data. I can't argue that.
It's conclusive data. He's like, if we treat everybody like an NPC, he's like, if we treat strangers like an NPC, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, like, you sound friendly to them,
right?
You might have messed them up a little bit, but it's fine.
I think I kind of want to try.
That'd be great. We should try it.
Just walk into a random store.
Into a random store and be like, yeah.
No, you know what we should do? We should walk into one of those like random boutiques.
Okay.
Like in the like off that like really long street.
Okay.
Like off the market.
Yes.
Like right there.
Yeah.
Because there's like all these.
Yes. I get you.
Just walk into one of those.
I mean, like, if you really think about it, everyone else to your life is an NPC. Like, besides like besides like you and then your internal friends and then the external friends of the friends, like anything out of that realm. Mm-hmm. I mean, every now and then you get like a new character. Right, coming into your life.
So here's the thing. So now this is why this is how this gets crazy. So when I've actually lived this where like you forget that people grow up, right? Yeah. So when I used to work at a camp, like there were like 7, 8, 9-year-olds I used to like work with. I was 16 at the time, right? So like, no, I was 18 at the time.
Yeah.
So for 9-year-olds, I'm like half their age, right? And then suddenly like years would go by and I'm like on the bus and this like tall teenager walks over and goes, long time no see. They're like, taller than me now, and I turn and look at this guy and I'm like, who are you? And they go, you didn't remember the camp? And I was like, you. And then they go, I'm like, how did you, wait, when did you, how old are you now? And they're like, oh, I'm 16. And I'm like, right, that's, what?
How did this happen?
Right, like, and I had this whole, like, realization, like, this moment of, like, epiphany hit me that all these kids, like, in my head, they're all still children. Yeah. Like, y'all still little kids. And I had this conversation with your friends. Like, all you are, in my head, are still children.
Yeah, I know.
And, like, now you're all adults. Like, and when you're hanging out, we'll, like, casually be talking. I'll be like, I can't tell a story. And y'all look at me like, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
You can't tell a story.
You can't tell a story now. Yeah.
There's, like, a bunch of stories where, like, I was like, I can't tell a story right now. Like, y'all too young to hear this stuff. But there's, like, there are moments like that where you live them, where you don't see people for so long.
Yeah.
And when you see them again, you're almost shocked.
And you're like you've changed so much,
right? Because
like I'm almost proud of you.
Well, it's because of the picture in your head, right?
Yeah.
Like the picture of this individual in your head is like that little kid.
Yeah, it's like everybody instantly goes parent mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they see someone they haven't seen in so long. It's for some weird reason you feel proud for them. You're like, oh my gosh, you've grown up so much. I'm so proud of you. And you become like you're like that father figure. You're like, man, like you've grown up such a well individual. You know. Not unless they're like terrible individuals, you know, run down and like look like they haven't slept in like 30 weeks. But
right. I had this happen with one of our mother's friends. Okay. So like we had seen her a lot actually, but she had never had like a real conversation with me. Like she had never had a real conversation with me. And then I think it was like 21 or 20. I was like 21.
Yeah.
And like, mind you, she'd seen me, like, I just like, hi, bye, sort of thing. Never had a real conversation. And then I'm like 20 or 21, and I sit down, like, she's at the table, and I sit down, and I'm eating, like, lunch or something, because I just got home from school or something. And we start talking. Yeah. And we were, like, talking for, like, 3 hours. Yeah. And then my mom goes, yo, I gotta go pick up your brother. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then she goes, oh, I gotta go home, like, make dinner for my kids or whatever. And she just turns and looks at me, she's like, and then she turns and looks back at my mom, she goes, you did a good job raising him. Like, what? Like, how did the time just like, he's so entertaining, he's so funny, like, what happened?
It happens.
And then she's like, oh my God. She had like this whole moment of like it hit her, like, this, he's not a kid anymore. He's like a functioning adult now.
Yeah, like I can have a conversation with this kid.
Right. Like it was that moment. And it was kind of funny because I was like, yeah, that's great. Like, but
you were just like, I've been doing this like most of the time.
I've been doing this since I was like 13. Yeah. Because, like, to be honest, like, I don't know. I feel like I matured a little too fast. Yeah. And, like, I saw the world from, like a very different perspective. And, like, you know what's crazy? To this day, certain people who, like, I grew up with still haven't seen the world the way I saw it at, like, 14.
Yeah, I feel like when...
They're, like, walking around like blinders.
I know. It's, like... I don't know what it is, but, like, around, like 13-ish... It's like my eyes opened up to something, and it's like I could see perspective. It was so weird,
right? Because you're not looking at you're not looking macro. You're not looking micro. You're looking at the macro, right? So
like you focused most of your life by that point, like myself, like me, myself, and I, right? Yeah, right. And then all of a sudden you're like, what is that guy doing? And then you start looking at that guy. It's like, wait, that's connected to that. And then you see that's connected to that, and then that's connected. Right. And then you're looking at a full spectrum.
And everybody, but like, especially like when you enter like high school, it's so drama filled. Oh, yeah. Like it's so like I remember like by the time I was in grade 12, like I was barely talking to anybody because I just didn't want to get involved.
No, see, like by the time I was in grade 12, like I could categorize the type of drama, predict how it was gonna end, predict the future possibilities. Like literally everything just became probability to me, and I could probably figure out how it would end up. Right. By me saying 3 words to one person.
You know what's crazy? Like in high school, like the last year and a half, like I was like I became determined, like, you know what? I'm gonna just stop talking to as many people as physically possible. Yeah. It's like I had like a tight group of friends, and like maybe those people like I would open up with, but other than that, I wasn't opening up with anybody. Yeah. And like I remember this one guy's like, dude, you're just alone, and I'm like, by choice. Like I mean, like and it's one of those things where like because they're so like they're like knee deep in it, right? Like they're like obsessed. Like, did you hear what that guy said? Did you hear what that girl said? Yeah. Like they're obsessed with it. And you're like next year, like I remember when we were in grade 12, I'm like, next year y'all gonna graduate and you're gonna be at the bottom of the food chain all over again. Yeah. Like you're nobody, and no one's gonna hold your hand anymore. You know what? Nobody believed me. Yeah. Like no one understands. Like and it's crazy because I remember when I started college and I ran into like 5 people. They all turn and look at me and they go, like we're all like in like a huddle up. Like there's like 5 of us because we just happen to run into each other, and they go, so this is college. I'm like, yeah, well, take care, guys, bye. And I walked away and I was like, because by then it had been like a month or 2, and I already had like a group of friends. Yeah. And there were like 6 of us, and they were all adults. Yeah. And they were all just like, what happened to that guy? Like he was a loner last year.
I mean, like I feel like when you're in high school, yeah, like especially me, like I know for certain there is people I saw every single day, and I'm sure they can't even tell me what my favorite color is, or let alone know specifically about me, like properly.
Yeah. That's me with like everybody.
That's like literally, I could see somebody on like the street or something. They'd be like, "Oh, hi, how you been?" They have no idea who I truly am.
Right, like
at all. But they know of me. Right. And I know like everything about them because all the drama that happened previously.
Right. You know what's crazy to me? Yeah. Oh, for me, especially in my life, like it's sad to say, but I'm closer to people who aren't even in this country than the people who are in this country. Yeah. Like I'm closer to people there's an ocean between us, and I'm closer to these people than the people who live like here with me. Yeah. Like in the same city. And it's not to say like, I have something against the people in the city. It's just
I have something against them.
No, it's just like these are old friends of mine, and I've just bonded with them, and I never let those friendships go, right? Yeah. And then there are like some friendships, like we were super close. We would like talk every day, and you would tell me your deepest, darkest secrets, and then suddenly I found that it was no longer beneficial for me. Like not to say that it wasn't beneficial. It was just it wasn't good for my sanity anymore to be your friend. Like, because there are moments where you're like, man, this person's gonna like, either I'm gonna die of anxiety or like a panic attack.
I mean, there's just those people who are like healthy for you, and then those people who are unhealthy for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's those people who are like great to have a temporary conversation with. Yeah. And then there's the long life friends. Yeah. And then there's those people who are just like, I only talk to you because I want something from you, but it's not something that like, it's not like you're handing me something, right? It's just more like there's correlation, like classroom friends.
I had a problem in high school where I would never like think before I talked. Yeah. Like, and this happened like multiple times. I remember this one time I was talking with somebody and I said to this guy, you're so naive. And I meant to say something else, but I was like, you're so naive. And he turned and looked at me. He's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know where that came from. And I just turned around and walked away. But like, I had thousands of instances like this where I'm like, I'm sure it must have been like, this guy's having like an internal conversation that's like breaking his brain right now.
No, I've had instances where like I'm arguing with someone. Yeah. And then like, I'm thinking so far ahead of like where this discussion I'm going to lead them to. Yeah. Because I'm in control of the conversation. They're just blabbing out whatever they're saying, and then I stumble over all my thoughts.
It depends on the conversation, right? Like, I was like that too. I was like that. Like, it also depends who I was talking to. Mm-hmm. Like, if it was like, there was.
You know what?
Okay, no, we're
running out of time.
Yeah, we're running out of time. Next week we'll talk about. We'll wrap up. Next week we'll talk about this because like this
is getting too much. Okay,
this is getting too much.
It's getting too much. Anyways, guys, this has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast. Everything's always in the description, whether it be up, down, left, or right. Make sure to share with your grandma, share with your rooster, share with your hamster, share with your chinchilla, share with your deer. I don't know who you care. I don't know who you care. I don't care who you share with. Just share with everybody and anything you can. Just put it on the side, press play, or sit down, make us your white noise. Who cares? Just be happy. Anyways, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.